and welcome to Friday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where today we've got a brand new puzzle for you from the magnificent constructor ZegreS. Now, ZegreS is, well, he's an innovator in the world of Sudoku. That would be the best way of describing him. I've done some of his riddle Sudokus, which if you haven't tried those, do try them. He takes classic riddles and sort of builds a Sudoku around the idea. It's very, very clever. The marble run, I'm pretty sure that was ZegreS. And then today, this purple line is what's called a parity mirror, which means that if we took, I don't know, let's take that cell. Let's say we could work out the odd-even parity of this cell. Let's say it was odd. Then we would reflect this cell in the mirror. We get that cell, and we know this cell would also have to be odd. So it's a really cool idea. I don't remember seeing anything like that before, but we're going to have a go at this in a moment or two and see how we get on. It's called Stare Directly at the Sum, not Sun, Sum, and apparently this is a reference to a Taylor Swift song called Antihero. Now, I have to be honest here, as you've probably realised if you've watched me make or do any of my guitar intros to the various videos, my music taste is somewhat backdated. I sort of stopped liking albums in about 1978, with a few. There are some exceptions in the 80s, but not many, and very few exceptions from the 2000s and 20s. But yeah, I'm told Taylor Swift is relatively popular, and so some of you may have, to some of you, this is probably the most brilliant idea in the history of the world, but you're going to have to explain it to me, I'm afraid. Now, I've realised I've got the wrong glasses on. That's not going to impress Taylor, is it? Right, let's put those back on. The right way round, and I will look at my list of things to tell you about. There are a few. Let me start. There was a bonus video this afternoon. I recorded myself solving today's Times crossword, which was another doozy of a puzzle. Very, very challenging indeed. And we might make this a regular thing on a Friday, because the Times crossword on a Friday tends to be vicious, or the most vicious of the week, and therefore it makes quite a good puzzle to sort of talk through. If you want to see that as a regular feature, please drop us a comment on that video. Because it's hard for us to know, to be honest, and it's the crossword videos are never as popular as the Sudoku videos, but we do recognise that there is a core of our audience who love the crossword stuff. We're just not sure how large that audience is, so perhaps drop us a comment and let us know. We'd appreciate it. Next, I'm going to do a couple of birthdays. Derek, you've turned 35 today, I believe, and I know this because your wife Amber wrote to us and said that you both enjoy watching the videos, and I gather you're having lots and lots of cake and ice cream today. I'm very jealous. And also Hendrika, from your husband Marcel in Berlin. I believe that you also watch the channel, although Marcel doesn't watch it so much. But Hendrika, I hope that you are able to have a brilliant birthday with chocolate cake, or now I don't know the German. I know Schwarzwälder Kirschtorte is Black Forest Gatto. Black Forest, so no, chocolate torta of some sort, isn't it? But I don't know the German word for chocolate, so something like that. That's what you need to have today. Now, what else to tell you about? Well, the Glum Hippo Hunt, which is our monthly reward for our patrons over on Patreon, that is going great guns. You are loving that, and I can understand why. So do have a go at that if you haven't had a go at it already. You have a chance to win the hippo, the famous hippo, if you manage to finish all the puzzles. And who wouldn't want to win a plushie, a green hippo like that? I don't know. That is up for grabs. And also, I've got more names for solvers who have successfully solved the whole of the Jay Dyer hunt. The plaudits for that hunt as well are just stellar. Jay, actually, I'm going to do that. I'm going to be sending you a great long list of comments because you need to read them. Anyway, well done to Cody Newman, Pamela Skinner, Matt Boyack. Matt, I owe you a reply, I know. Kenneth Kirkpatrick, Brandon Crow, Michael Nazarchuk, Rohan Gifford. Rohan, I read your name out the other day. in connection with was it your brother's birthday? Well, you've got 2 shout-outs now, well done. Firecracker, Andrew Houchin, Scott Bathurst. Oh, yeah. Now, if you don't want to know the answer to Jedi's Hunt, the competition's over, so I'm not really spoiling anything here. But Sandra and Nala the dog, we got the most beautiful picture, but it shows the answer to the Jedi Hunt. So look away now if you don't want to know. But look. Ah, what a gorgeous dog. So, yeah, anyway, I thought some of you would like that anyway. Ian Denker, Alex Murphy, Tim Chan, Dave Edwards, Mario Buto, Vina van Heisen, I think, and Peter Sputh. All of you, very, very good solving indeed. Now, let's have a look at ZegreS's puzzle. Let's see if we can impress Taylor Swift with our solve of this one, and I'll read you the very short rules today. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits along an arrow must sum to the digit in that arrow circle, so whatever those two add up to will make this a 1 and that a 6. 1 plus 6 equals 7. So that's what we'd write into that. So let me move my propeller pencil. That's getting in the way. So that's how arrows work. And then odd even parity is reflected across the purple mirror. E.g., if row 6 column 2 is odd, I think that's at the cell I even chose when I did the example a moment ago. So if that's odd, if row 6 column 2 is odd, what you say is row 2 column 6, which is that one, must also be odd. So we get consistent parity reflected across the mirror, which is a lovely idea. Do have a go at the puzzle. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. Now I get to play. Let's get cracking. Now the first thing of note I see when I look at this puzzle, which is very rare for an arrow Sudoku, is that there are no 3-cell arrows at all, I don't think. I've spotted one thing, it's not an extrapolation on that thought. Yeah, there are no 3-cell arrows, so normally we get to write a 6, 7, 8, 9 into a circle when we have a 3-cell arrow, but I can't see that here. What I can tell you is something very minor about this circle. That's the best I've got so far. And that's based off actually this little arrangement. So those 2 cells are across the mirror. They're in the set, you know, that they are the equivalent, if you like. The reflection of this cell about the mirror is that cell. In other words, these 2 cells have the same parity. And if they have the same parity, it doesn't matter whether they're both odd or they're both even. This digit must be even, which means I'm going to colour it in. I'm going to colour it in blue, because blue is the colour we tend to use for even numbers. And we use orange for odd, don't we? Orange and blue apparently are the most colourblind friendly colours that we have at our disposal. So that's why we're going to do that. So now I know those 2 cells have the same parity. Again, I don't know what the parity is, but they're either both odd or both even. What on earth do we do now? These 2 have the same parity. I can see that, those 2 there. I've got nothing here. What on earth am I meant to do with this? I think... hang on. I don't have a clue, actually. Oh. Okay. Right, hang on. I did say that those 2 have the same parity, and they do, of course, and their reflection is those 2. Which... is that somehow important? So I know that if these 2 add to an even number, so I see, so this is even. Yeah, that's the obvious. I was wondering if I could do something in box 5. I don't think I can. Right, these 2 cells add to the same have the same parity. So their reflection, these 2 must have the same parity as these 2. So if, i.e. their parity is duplicated in these 2 cells, which means that this circle must also be blue, because we're either adding 2 odds or 2 evens together. which means these two cells have the same parity. Okay. Oh, of course. Okay. Right, so let's forget about arrows for a moment and think about the parity of circles reflected. So that the reflection of this one about the purple line is there, so that's got to have the same parity. That's got to have the same parity. So now I've got 4 digits that are all even. Reflected. I've got it. I've got it. Right. That's absolutely lovely, actually. As an idea, that is absolutely beautiful. These 4 cells, which I said before, have to have the same parity. Let's just make them my fluorescent green colour for a moment. Now, these have the same parity. Now, if these were all even, how could that possibly work? Let's just fill in. There are 4 even digits in Sudoku, 2, 4, 6 and 8. So there'd be a 2, 4, 6, 8 triple, or quadruple, I should say. Now, what's the minimum? Well, which digit are we going to accompany the 8 with? There's got to be an 8 in one of these, and we've got to put another digit with it on an arrow. And you can see that's going to break the totals. That's going to be impossible, because we're going to get to at least 10 on the arrows. So in fact, what we now know is that not only are these not 2, 4, 6 and 8, they are odd. And I can see something else as a result of that. We'll get our first odd highlightings, but also you can't put 9 in any of those cells, because if you did, once you added another digit to it, you get to a double-digit number again in the arrow circle. So these digits are a quadruple on 1, 3, not 9, 7 and 5. Okay, so now I get digits. I get two digits, maybe more. No, 3 digits. At least 3 digits. I get at least 3 digits. If you can't see how to get any digits here, pause the video and give yourself a moment or two. For those of you who managed to do it, congratulations. The thing I think we think about now is where we put the 7 in the orange cells. And I don't know the answer to where we put the 7, but what I do know is what digit must accompany the 7. The digit that accompanies the 7 must be the 1, because if I accompany the 7 with the 3 or the 5, again I get a double-digit number, which I can't put in a circle. So there's a 7 and a 1 on one of these arrows, which add up to 8, and there's a 3 and a 5 on the other, which add up to 8. So there's an 8 in these 2 cells, and by our old friend Sudoku, where does that mean 8 goes in the middle box? It goes in the middle. So a very rare thing. Normally, well, the most common digit in variant Sudoku that goes in the middle is a 5. Right, so that's, of course, that's even, isn't it? So let's put that in. I love the outlines along these lines now. It really, it looks very, very cool, I think. Right. So now 9 is in one of those 4 cells. Is that somehow important? I know those have the same parity. I've got to try and keep track of all the things that have the same parity. Or yes or no, yes. Right, this domino. Again, this is an even total, so these 2 digits have the same parity. If that parity is odd, this box is now broken, because one of these arrows is a 1, 7, the other is a 3, 5. So if we made this 1, 7, which is one of the odd ways we could make up at the 8 total, if this is 1, 7, one of these arrows breaks. If it's 3, 5, the other arrow breaks. So that can't be odd, it must be even, it must be 2, 6. Okay, so I've now got 3 even digits I'm seeing in column 5. That's even. Oh, see, it's really close. There's something going on, isn't there? This cell, so these have... Maybe I tell you what, I'm going to use my fluorescent green. The same parity means I'm going to make some cells double green, so they have the same parity. So these green cells are cells where I don't know what the parity is, but I know it's mimicked. Maybe... How do we do this now? Come on, Simon. What on earth do we do here? Oh, I know what I ought to do. Actually, I've just had a thought. Yes, of course. Oh, goodness. Right. If I've learnt those two are even, then I know their mirrors across the parity mirror are even. Of course I do. So those are both even. Oh, for goodness sake. This is like that Zeta math puzzle I did the other day where I couldn't remember the rule. Now, those two have the same parity, so those two have that parity as well. Which, that's gorgeous. Yeah, that's, look at... Oh, or have I now broken the puzzle? I think I've broken the puzzle. I think I've broken the puzzle. Hang on. What on earth have I done wrong there? Oh no, it's okay, isn't it, I think? No, it's absolutely fine. In my brain, I was seeing this 8 as here. And that I think is breaking the puzzle. Because if this was an 8, and these two have the same parity, this had to be even, and that would make those both even. And I was thinking these can't both be even, because if they were both even, I'd have 5 even digits in column 5, which clearly can't be the case. So yes, the thing we've got to realise now is that because the parity mirror forces these two cells to have the same parity, they can't be even, or there would be 5 even digits in column 5. So they have to be odd, which means these cells get parity adjusted to being odd. We already know those. They are blue already. We don't have to correct those. Well, okay, I will slightly use that logic on this cell to say this now can't be an 8, because if that was an 8, I would have broken one of these arrows again. It's the same logic as when I was thinking about this domino down here. So this is, it's adding up 2 odd digits, so this is a minimum of 1 plus 3. So that's a minimum of 4, so it's a 4 or a 6, and its partner is going to go in one of those two cells in box 5. But I think I've still got some parity shading I can do. Those two cells have the same shading as those two cells. Is there anywhere else? Let me just stare at the grid like that. No, I think that's it, isn't it? So everything now has been shaded. So if these were even, that would be all the even digits in box 9. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. Right. These are all odd. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful idea. It's so simple. But look, if these are all even, that digit can't live in box 9 at all. Because where would it go? It can't go on its own arrow unless it's accompanied with a 0. That doesn't work. And it can't go in its own column. So green in box 9 is orange. And that means, might mean something for that. Don't think, no, actually it doesn't, I don't think. Where else can we look? 8. No, sorry, I'm stumbling now. This digit goes down here. That digit is at least a 4. It's 4, 6 or 8. But that's because it's summing at least 1 plus 3 because of the parity. Have we got anything else I can reflect? These two have the same parity. Okay, now I'm struggling. Where do we look next? What is it I'm meant to be appreciating? It could be... I don't know. I just haven't got a clue. These have the same parity, don't they? Those two have the same parity. Oh, that's it. Oh, it's simple again. If you look at the right places, the logic just falls out. Okay, these have the same parity because they're reflections across the mirror. Well, they can't be orange because there would be 6 oranges in box 5. So they've got to be blue. So these two squares are 1 orange and 1 blue. Right, okay, but we can greenify more things because these are both even. Their 2 cell arrows must contain the same parity of digits, so we get more parity digits here. We get okay, and the reflections, yes. So the reflections of these parities. So that one is this one here is there, isn't it? Do I shade that, or is that just going to be confusing? That one is there. I don't know, actually. Maybe that's going to confuse me. This one here, this one goes there. So if this was even, it would be a 4. That would be even parity. That would be even parity. I don't know. This one? I'm stuck again. I bet it's something really obvious like this. It's a really weird and wonderful rule set though, isn't it? It's very clever. It's very clever that you can do this much damage with 2 cell arrows like this. No, that doesn't do it. These have the same parity. If they're orange, I've got lots of oranges in row 7. Oh. No, that doesn't work. Right. No, that doesn't work. Right. This version of green is actually blue. And that is because if it's orange, let's put that orange for a moment. They are 4 odd digits trying to sum up to those 2 numbers by arrow logic. So if we minimize these, we get 1, 3, 5 and 7, which is 16. I can't make 2 even numbers add up to 16 because I can't use 8 twice. So this cannot be even. That's got to be, sorry, it can't be odd. It's got to be even. Now, right, now the reflection is those 2, isn't it? So, right, this is great because now this is even, that's even as well because we know those were the same parity. That cell is the equivalent of that. Oh, that's so gorgeous. Right. Yeah. Well, now look, I've got 4 even digits in this box, so the rest of this box has now become odd. Which is doing what? So this is now an even digit to complete the quota of what we need in column 5. And that's row 7, column 2, row 2, column 7. For some reason I'm questioning whether or not I've actually got... Oh, I see. Yeah, and okay, I've got 4 even digits in box 6, so all of those become odd. Now I've got 5 even digits in row 5, so that becomes even. Good grief. This is stunning, isn't it? It's stunning. Oh, now, if those were both even, that would give me all my evens in this row, all my evens in this column. No. Oh, I thought I saw something then, but I didn't. Come on, you naughty puzzle. What do we do next? We've got to argue. Oh, that's. I know what that digit is. It's not 2 or 6 or 8, so it's 4. So 4 is in one of these two cells. So 4 is placed in box 2 by Sudoku. Do we have a way of knowing what these two would be? If they were even, they would be 2 and 6. And that would be 2 or 6. Oh, no, that could be double 2. Oh, bobbins, I was thinking that can't be 4 because we couldn't make 2 even digits add up to it, but we can if both of those are 2. Oh, bobbins. Right, okay. Well, what about that digit then? Okay, that digit's known because that's the sum of those two digits which are even, and therefore it's a minimum of 6, and it's also a maximum of 6 because it can't be 8. So that's a 6. This is a 2-4 pair. So this digit is a 2 or a 4 by Sudoku. Oh, no. Well, it can't be 2. It just can't be. No, I was suddenly thinking double 1's possible, but double 1 really is not possible. So that is 4. That is 2. That is 2. This is 6. So this is odd digits adding up to 6. It's a 1-5 pair. So they become a 3-7 pair. These lose their 3-7 pairage. This becomes a 1-5 pair. I've got to put, oh, where do I put 2 in this box? Beautiful. So that's got to be the 2 by the power of Sudoku. So this has got to be 9 by the power of Sudoku again. Now this means that can't be a 6 anymore. So if this is 4, this is a 1-3 pair. If it's 8, it's got lots of options. Where does 9 go in row 5? It's got to go here. That's good. Is it good enough? There's a 6 in one of these. I don't know, but I definitely feel we made a bit of progress there. There's a 2 in one of these. Don't repeat 2 on the diagonal. No, just joking. That purple line is a mirror this time. It's not a diagonal line. 6. Can we do... That's not 6. So this is... Right, so that's a 2 or a 4, which gives us a 2-4 pair in this column. So that digit is odd because it sees all of the even digits. Aha. So that's odd. That doesn't tell me what these are still. We haven't... Have we got any circles yet which... No, we haven't. All of the circles so far have been even, which is, well, I thought it was worthy of comment. Okay, so if this is even, this is a 6 now, because you could see, look, that would be a 6. Oh, that does it. That's it. Right, now we know what this is, because this digit, if it was even, it would have to be an 8. There we go. Beautiful. So this is double odd. Adding up to 8. So, okay, so it's 1, 7 or 3, 5. We don't know which. And actually, we don't get much from that, do we? At least I don't think we do. 2 is in one of... Right, where does 2 go in box 2? By Sudoku, it's in one of these two cells, and where it cannot go is in the circle, because that would be a double 1. So this is 2, and that's definitely even. So this cell is odd by the power of the column having 4 evens in it. Okay, so that's our first odd circle, which means this is one of each. So let's fill that. No, that's still not good enough. It's one of each, but that gives us 4 odds, not 5, in box 1. So if that was oh, that's right, that's it. I see. So this square here is not even, because were it to be even, it would have to be an 8, and then that would have to be a 9, and it would clash. So that's the odd digit. This is the even digit. which is much less well defined. It could in fact be a 2. Look, there's a 2 in one of those 2 cells by Sudoku up there. Do I know what this is? No, I don't think I do anyway. I'm not doing that badly though in terms of the overall shading of the puzzle. Is there an easy deduction to be 1? 4 has to be down in this corner somewhere. Can we... I don't know. 2? No. No. Okay, I'm properly getting stuck. 8 is in one of those 2 cells. Oh, I see. Yeah, okay, so 8 is here by Sudoku. That could be handy, because now this arrow is either 1, 7 or 3, 5. I keep wanting to use the diagonal to eliminate a 9 from here. That's not a sensible thing to do. Oh, no, hang on. I don't need the diagonal. I can use this 9. Why does my brain see that but not that? Because it is strange. It is very strange. So in this row, 9 is either there or there. 9 is in one of those cells, which is probably not enough to be useful. What about 6? 6 is either here or here. This square is 4 or 6. Can we do anything with that? And, oh, I know what I haven't done. Oh, it's the usual thing I've not done. I've not extended my parity. Look, I've got 6 cells there. So that cell is, oh, that's it. That cell's odd, and it's got an 8 in one of its cells. So this becomes 8, which must be even. So that completes the evenish, but I think we can go further than that. So those must be the reflections of those. But in this box, look, that one has to reflect to there and be even. This one has to reflect there and be odd, and that's the 5th odd. So both of those turn even. Now, can we do anything with that? There's an 8 in one of those 2 by Sudoku. So there's an 8 in one of these 2 by Sudoku. Can we put 8 here? Only if this was 9. Which, well, that might actually be possible. Can we do any more? We've got 2 there and 2 there, so that seems to be the correct count, doesn't it? I've got 4 evens in this row, so let's fill those in. I've still got 1 of each here, including there's a 6 in one of those 2 cells, so let's highlight that just in case that's going to be important. I've got 1 odd here, but I don't think we know what this is. I've got 1 odd here, which can't be a 1. It could be a 3 though, couldn't it? Because it could add a 1 and a 2 apparently. Alright, so do we know anything extra? I know this square sees all 4 even digits, so that is an odd digit. So the final 4 is in one of those 2 cells in row 6. Nearly good enough. I think it feels now that the puzzle is on the cusp. Oh, look, 2, 8, there we go. 4, 6 here, so that's got to be a 2. If that's got to be a 2, that becomes a 2, that becomes a 4. We get 2 in the corner, 8 here. Now, that means we've got a 4, 6 pair there. And now I've got all 4 evens there, so these have to be odd, which places the 4 now here in the corner of box 4. This has been, I think I've missed all sorts of trickery here, but I have to say, I am a big fan of this puzzle. It's incredibly clever. 6, it's just proved a little bit too clever for me to do quickly. But slowly but surely, I am getting there. Look, here we go. There's an 8 in one of those. Oh, 8 in one of these. It's probably in the circle, isn't it? But I don't think I'm certainly not going to assume that. What about no, I was thinking maybe I could do 6 in row 7, but that also seems to be a forlorn hope. Again, it feels like I've got enough even digits that I should just be able to fill these in. 6s, yeah, there's a little trick. 6s are in this domino, and 6s are in that domino, so the 6 in this column we could have placed earlier. That's got to be a 6, so that's got to be odd. So if we meant to use this arrow somehow to know, that's an odd digit. I've got 3 odds, 2 evens in this box. I've got to put 6 in here somewhere. Oh, yes. Okay, so 6 is down in one of those. So if this was 6, that would have to be 8, wouldn't it? Because we couldn't put 6 and 8 on the arrow in that order, because this would have to be a -2. So if that's 6, that's 8, but that doesn't break this row. Ah, but it does break the row beneath it. So let's look at this. If that's 6, because the 8 can't go here, it has to go there. But now those 2 cells are odd. And I think I've got 6 odds in the bottom row, and that won't work. So that means that the 6 must move down here. I'm not sure if it actually means much more than that. I'm not totally certain. That means we know what this is still. But anyway, we now know that cell is most certainly odd. Ah, so if that's odd, we need an even here by parity. That's gorgeous. And that's an 8 by parity. Whoa, lovely. ZegreS, very cute. Now I'm finally remembering that might mean I can do stuff up here. But let's just check this out, because that's got to be a 1. That's got to be a 9. 1 is doing 1 and 5 into those squares, look. Is that helpful? Probably. I'm just staring at it, trying to work out how. 9. Oh, Bobbin's face. I can't see how to do it. 9, actually, in this box has been fairly well restricted. It's got to be in the same cells, look, that we've got the 4 pencil marks. So the 2 cannot also live in these 2 cells, and it must move up to here, which makes that even, which does my 2, my 6. It makes this square odd. I know it doesn't. I was just thinking, where's my 8 going in this row? It doesn't make that cell odd. That cell's still got to be even. So this is a 4-9 pair. Let's put that in. Now, do we know the order? Not sure we do. We've got, no we haven't. Well, we've got, no we have. We've got 4 evens in that column, so this becomes odd. I wonder if we've got, no, it doesn't work the same way round that way. This time, if that was a, oh no, hang on, it does work the same way round. That is still an odd digit. Oh, in fact, look, and we might not need this, but I was thinking I think there's similar parity type trickery here, in the sense that if this is 6, this cannot be 8. So this would have to be a 6-8 pair. And these would both be odd, but that might actually work. But anyway, we don't, yeah, in fact, that's an 8 by Sudoku. Maybe we do it that way. The 6 is down here, so we know this is odd. Therefore, this is even by parity, which means it must be the 6, because that's the last even digit. This is odd, not therefore 6. This 6 is doing the 6 and the 4, which actually, now, so you can see now, we've sort of done the mini puzzle. Yeah, we've done the mini puzzle. The mini puzzle being the evens, they are completely finished. And we've shaded everything in. This has got to be quite a high number, because that's got to be a 1 or a 3, so that's got to be a 7 or a 9. And do I know which? 9 in this box by Sudoku goes here. So 9 is in a domino there. It's actually a bit surprising that this is going to finish. I say that simply because I think I've used up all the arrows. Oh no, hang on. Oh no, I sort of have. How is this going to resolve? Oh, maybe it's this arrow. So this cell is odd. Right, it can't be 5, look, because that would lead to a 9 here. So this is 1 or 3, and therefore this is 5 or 7. So 1 in this column we can now see is in one of 2 positions, which means this has become a 1-9 pair. This is oh, that does it. That's really cute. That's really, really cute. I think that's right. We get a 1-9 pair here, and by the column logic this has become a 3-7 pair, and that means that cell's got to be a 5, which means that cell's got to be a 1. And if that's all true, and let's hope it is, otherwise something's badly gone wrong, this square, the only place for 9 in this row, now seems to be in the circle, which is going to give us a 3 here, which gives us a 3, a 7, and a 7 here. This has become a 1-5 pair, which means that is not 1 or 5, which means this is not 3 or 7. This is 3 or 7. And now, for our next trick, we will allege that 7 in box 9 is placed there exactly, which means that's got to be a 1, that's got to be a 3. So these have become a 3-5 pair, which means that's got to be a 1, which does the 1 and the 5 in the middle, and now we can use the 8s outside. So 3 and 7 go in. This row needs 3 and 7 as well, which means that's the 7, that's the 3. These squares are a 9-7 pair. Let's put that in. So that square's got to be a 5. That looks good. That column seems to be finished. What about this 1 is useful? It's giving me a 1 here. So this is a 3 by Sudoku. So I haven't checked for 3s in the corner. No, I don't have any 3s in the corner today. I'm sorry for those of you who look forward to such things. But 7 is off this arrow now. And it adds up to 8 and it contains odd digits. So this is a 3-5 pair and we can see the order. Lovely. 3, 5, 1, 1, 9. 9 by Sudoku. 9 and 7 go in here. 7 at the bottom. That squares a 3. 3, 5, 5 here, 7 here. And out of nowhere, we've done the puzzle. Wasn't that beautiful? That is really clever. I think I was quite inefficient about some of that because I forgot that basically whenever you can do a parity trick on an arrow, you need to try and remember to reflect. I can't remember if it's these cells. I could have reflected up there much more quickly. But there's all sorts of opportunities to do things like that. It's a lovely, lovely idea. And the parity thing is really powerful. You know, we've converted a grid full of 2-cell arrows, which are not normally the most giving things when it comes to extracting information from them. And actually we were able to gradually build up the logic that allowed us to finish it. So as usual from ZegreS, yet another innovative but beautiful Sudoku. I hope you enjoy that today. Let me know in the comments. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.